Are you still pretty sick?
I downed 3 total bottles of Robitussin Mucinex and Dayquil.
Today?
No, not today. I'd be on the moon if I did that today.
God, that'd be
but
funny.
Throughout the week I did that, but like my kidneys are getting fucked up because of it, and I'm shitting pee.
Huh?
I'm shitting pee because like the diarrhea is so bad. When you drink a lot of liquid medicine, your ass like takes a hit.
Welcome back to episode 32 of the Boys Only Club podcast. I'm Steven Suptic.
Great, I'm Rita Scully.
Raina,
Yes, sir.
I just don't want to talk about that again.
You brought it up. Oh no, you didn't. I started talking about
Immediately.
it. Yeah, you're
went
right.
into diarrhea,
That's
which is
me.
fine usually.
Yeah, it is usually fine. We had a busy week this week, didn't we? Didn't you? Well,
No, nothing's
actually,
happened,
no.
Nothing's happened for me recently, so.
I can't believe what happened to you. Well, it's okay. You took a little bit of a break because you had to.
Took a little bit of a spill.
Took a bit of a spill. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was fun.
No, that's not what we call fun. But anyway, my anime debuted.
Yeah, what is that about?
Yeah.
I haven't checked it. Can I look at it?
Yeah, of course.
Really, it's online?
Yeah, it's online.
What is it?
And it's on TV.
What?
I'm in the original Japanese anime.
What channel? Is it a Japanese channel?
Yeah, it's on television in
But
Japan.
is it a big channel in Japan?
Japan? Yeah, I mean, well, it's on like a nation channel, like a full nation
Ooh.
channel. I know.
Would
it's
it be
so
like
exciting.
Oxygen for the United States?
No, it would be like a
BET?
No, it would be like a Fox, ABC, NBC type
Wow.
of thing. Yeah, because it's anime. Anime is like on, and it's also like a young.
So you're going to be a
anime.
big name in Japan soon if
I
you're
don't
doing these voice
think
acting things.
so.
How much are voice actors revered in Japan?
Highly.
Really?
But it is a very coveted career.
Because Japan really has a Hollywood, right?
They don't really have a Hollywood. That's why their animations are so good, because they're not good at acting, and they're, well, in my opinion, they're not.
So Japan
And
has voice actors.
yes, really, really high stake,
Wow.
good voice actors. And what's weird is in the U.S., if you voice act in a video game, you get paid really, really well. Or if you voice act in like a commercial, you get paid well. But in television shows and like dubbing and anime, you really don't make money. Over in Japan, it's even worse, where you don't make money at all if you're in the like anime industry whatsoever.
How's Japan's anime industry and voice acting industry with sexual harassment?
Oh, it's probably bad. Japan's sexual harassment's really bad because everything
On the
goes.
buses and all that? Or on
Well,
the
I mean,
trains?
actually, that doesn't happen as. Actually, it happened to me when I was like really young.
I thought
but-
Japan had a huge problem with like
They do.
touching on public areas.
I think it's not glorified, but like I think they keep using that as an example, so everybody thinks it's like the most common sake thing. Yes, it is common, but overall, Japan is kind of like a don't say anything kind of country, like where they like to put things under the rug. So
Let
I
it
think
bottle up. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of repressed shit, which
Just
is
like
why
Riverdale, my
which is
current favorite show.
Oh my god, your fucking favorite. That's so weird that you like can't
know.
stop talking about it.
No, it's ruining everything in my life.
Mm.
I don't understand why. I know why I like Riverdale so much.
Well, I don't even know what it is. What is it?
So you know how I have like very divisive opinions on movies
Everything.
that people love.
Everything.
A lot of
yeah.
movies though.
A lot of movies specifically, yeah.
There's just a lot of stuff I don't like, and Riverdale, as cheesy and corny as it is, it knows exactly what it is.
What
And
is it? It sounds like Dawson's Creek.
It's a high school drama.
Oh,
But I mean, none of the people in there look like high school, and it's weird watching these high school people like mingle and have sex and all that.
ew.
I mean,
But they're adults.
They don't really show sex, but they're adults in real life.
Yeah. Hot.
But it's so like you never wonder, or I mean, sorry, you always wonder if they're self-aware or if this is all just that poorly written.
Oh, wait, is it a horror? No, it's a drama.
It's a mystery. It's
It's
like
a
a mystery school
mystery.
drama. There's a murder. They have to
That's
figure it out.
cute.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, and it
It's-
came out this year?
I don't know when it came out. Probably in the past couple of years.
Whoa.
It has
okay.
the same poster as It Follows, the blue logo. Yeah, and it has a car with two people having sex in it.
Weird.
But yeah, all the characters, I'm so involved, and I finished the first season. I wish season 2 is on Netflix. It's not.
Oh, it's not. I thought you said it was a movie.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's a TV
It's a
series,
show.
13 episode series. It's a lot like 13 Reasons Why in a way,
I see.
but more poorly written.
What did I watch recently? Oh, I watched Aziz Ansari's Madison Square Garden stand-up.
Ooh, how was that?
Did you see that one?
No.
All of his stand-up is very similar. It's about, like, I mean, it should be because that's what he's about, but it's about, like,
Family
love
life.
and relationships and, like, his friends having kids and how it affects your
That's
life.
what Master of None is like.
It is.
in a lot of
It's
ways.
all very much the same kind of, like, brand, right? It's weird because as I was listening to it, I could have sworn, I was like, I feel like I've heard this one before. It's that similar, but it's still very good. And he does his whole, like, funny repetition thing that he does.
Did you know that earlier when I mentioned the sexual harassment thing?
I know, we were supposed to segue.
I was going to segue it. That was
And
the
then-
segue into
I know.
our big new guest.
I know, we wanted to, but then you started talking about Riverdale because you can't stop.
It's a problem.
Can't stop,
I
won't
guarantee you that this is. I don't know why I love it so much. I'm gonna get. I ordered 2 posters
What?
for Riverdale. Yeah,
Are you serious?
yeah.
You're so weird.
it's so cool. I love Riverdale. I love Riverdale. I don't care who knows. It's so good. Watch it. James will talk your ear off about Vampire Diaries too.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so maybe
why are
you'll
y'all
talk
into
about-
that stuff?
I don't know why we're into such
I don't-
like stupid shows.
I don't really want James to talk to me about Vampire Diaries.
Okay, so we're gonna have James talk to her about Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
And welcome to our first guest. So why are we having James on the podcast?
Well, we're actually having James on the podcast
Podcast.
because I wanted to talk a little bit about the Harvey Weinstein situation. Because I'm actually not good at names in Hollywood, but I'm interested in it because I have a lot of like kind of weird, maybe like opinions about it. And I know you don't
I've been a
know
little
too
out
much
of
about
it for like a week or so.
Yeah, it
so
makes
I don't
sense.
know much about what's happening, but yeah, James, I figured was better than anybody to talk about this. He knows about the industry, and he doesn't know about it, but he has more opinions on it than I do. At least.
Totally. And even just like having a conversation outside, just like briefly about it was a lot of fun. And I feel like he'll have a lot of interesting input. And also about like women boycott Twitter and stuff and how was it really effective or,
So James, if you don't know who he is, originally we met. He was PAing at SourceFed.
SourceFed.
And now we both do Sugar Pine 7, which is our company over on the other side, other room over there.
literally on the other side of this wall.
So without further ado, James! Hey, buddy. I just gave your intro.
Cool.
Told him who we were.
Did you give him my stats?
I told him that you like
Your
Vampire Diaries.
Oh, do you like Vampire Diaries?
No, I don't know anything about it.
Okay, so my character I think that I relate most to would probably be
So I know you were a little sick. I was a little sick too. Is it in your throat or nose or mouth?
it is in my chest and a bit of my nose.
Right, bronchitis,
it
right.
recently has gone up into my nose, which is really annoying.
That sucks.
I think that's allergies though.
Oh, I thought that means you're healing because it's trying to like phlegm its way out.
You'd think that.
You'd think that.
Yeah,
I'd think that.
I feel like I thought it was going to become a sinus infection.
Oh,
And that was
those are
going to
the
be the
worst.
worst thing ever because I'm prone to sinus infections. I
Oh.
get them often, and they suck because it's just a buildup of painful phlegm and pressure in your
Yes,
head.
the
I get
pressure is horrible.
Like you bend over and you feel like your head's going to explode.
Yeah. Do you get migraines when you get sinus? I'm sure that's like a component. Oh, it's
It's
not.
probably it could.
Everything just
cause
hurts
that.
so
Yeah,
much. It
just
doesn't
like-
matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't ever get migraines. I used to in high school and before. I used to get pretty bad headaches. That stopped though because I stopped caring.
Maybe I should stop caring. I get a lot of migraines and they're like annoying and debilitating because I get like nauseous and I can't
Exactly.
drive.
And they make
yeah.
you just like laid out, right?
Yeah, it's bullshit. And if it's bad, I'll throw up. Like I'll get like really.
I've heard of that.
Yeah,
I've
it's
never done
shitty.
it myself, but I've heard of it.
It's fun. It's a good time. But anyway, James, thank you so much for joining me.
Yes, of course. I've always wanted to. You guys never asked.
Oh my
before, which
gosh.
is- Which is fun.
Well, it wasn't my choice. I actually
half your choice,
Half my
you
choice. I guess it's true. He does say 51%. So crap, it's mostly my choice. But I wanted to talk about the Harvey Weinstein situation. Because
Oh, I will not speak on that.
at all.
He helped me with my career. I
Crap.
can't-
Well
I just
then,
can't speak on
I
it.
guess we'll talk about Vampire Diaries then.
Okay, so like I was saying before, I think that I'm like a very good mix between Damon and Stefan. You know, Damon's that bad boy, like I'll do what I want, take what I want, and Stefan's like the caring one who is a lot more thoughtful. I think I'm very much so like a good median.
Oh, you're a good mix of the two. Okay. I was telling Steve before, I don't know names very well, but I understand the situation. I also have a lot of weird thoughts on it because I guess I'll jump right in. As someone,
Real quick.
yeah,
Let me just check something.
totally. As someone who didn't always grow up being like, I want to be in Hollywood, I want to be an actor, like I didn't really have those aspirations, but I had a lot of friends who were actually high-end models that worked for Ford in New York City, and I had some like kind of understanding of this like entertainment industry at the very least. And to be totally honest, even at a really young age, I was very aware that things like this were happening. Maybe not to this caliber, obviously, but like I was always very aware. And there are also lots of jokes about it in movies and TV shows.
Hey, but you want to be a star, baby?
Totally. And it's not always just like a porn couch situation. Like it's exaggerated, but like it's actually happening.
The idea of the big Hollywood execs in their office and the new actress in town comes
Absolutely.
in. It's like, you want me to make you a star.
Yeah.
What are you going to do for me?
Totally.
That's totally real.
Yeah. And even that visual that like you just kind of put in everyone's head. It's like it's like a common one, like I instantly knew what you were talking about. Like maybe they have some movie posters in the background in his office, right? Like that
just to show what could be yours.
Exactly.
If you go through with it.
And
terrible.
it's tactical, and they use it in movies and TV shows to kind of like show what it's about. It's obviously exaggerated, but it was never foreign to me. So my first reaction to this was like, oh, that's crazy. But there was even a Harvey Weinstein joke in Entourage where someone else is playing him, and he is kind of gross and pretty like sexually advancing, like kind of,
Yeah.
So there are even like jabs like that are so obvious. And like I said, I didn't know it was to this degree. Now it's different. Now he's like a rapist, right? So it's like a different world. So it's that completely changes it. But until that story developed, I was like, I thought everybody knew. I thought this was like kind of a part of it. Like whether you get caught in the net or not, there are going to be.
I think that it's one of those things that everybody knows that these things are happening.
Yeah.
But, I have like an opinion when it comes to joking about serious things. I think it's good to joke about really serious issues or really serious like
situations,
whatever, just because it brings light to whatever you're talking about and joking about, and it brings it up to talk about. And it kind of, instead of making it like this taboo thing that like, oh, you don't talk about that. Like if you're joking about it, you're putting it in everyone's mind.
Yeah.
And like think about it more, even if it is a joking way. But on the other side of that, sometimes when you joke about things too much, it takes away the true like strength that this thing has. Like for example, like if you keep joking about like, oh, the Hollywood execs being like playboys and wanting to like take advantage of girls and stuff, like the more you joke about that, the more it in a way, like a weird way, becomes a norm.
It kind of desensitizes it because you bring it up too much.
You're like, yeah, it's probably happening, but whatever.
Yeah, that's unfortunately that's actually kind of how I felt about it, because I've never personally experienced it, so that makes me sound even horrible. But like, just knowing about it, like it's not like I'm out here to do something about it. So if you're not in a world,
what are you gonna do?
That's kind of how I felt. If nothing happened to me, am I gonna
in the sense that like
represent?
You shouldn't think that it's a bad thing. And,
Yeah.
And be like, fuck that guy.
Oh yeah.
But what in reality are you gonna do? Just you or me,
exactly,
against Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, as individuals.
Yeah, so like as an individual, like you can speak out about it and let everyone know that you think it's a bad thing. But in reality, what am I gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like, besides just be like, you know what, he's a piece of shit for doing that.
Totally,
he needs to be completely stripped away. And I think like that's the extent of what you can do. And
bringing up the conversation.
Yeah, bringing up the conversation. The awareness is now like peaked. Like it's
true.
It's like everybody's like on that radar as far as like, all right, he's done this. Like he's done. Like there's no return for Harvey Weinstein, I think, after this.
There's proof, right? There's like recordings.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
people.
Have you heard the recording?
No,
well, I heard one
haven't.
recording, and I think this was back in 2014.
Ooh, okay, not that long ago.
But still, like.
Still, yeah, silenced for true.
And I think that she was a model who he asked to come to his hotel room, and I heard the recording once, might be botching it, but he is just a fucking coward piece of shit.
Whoa!
Check this out.
What does he say?
I get heated when I think about this fucking guy, because like. You're too much of a fucking fat loser to go to and actually pick up a girl, dude. You're gonna abuse your power that you had, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, some of them got it.
Are you serious, dude? Like, flaunt your money, flaunt your power. Girls will come to you.
Yeah, you don't have to do.
There are girls that are like, wow, that's appealing to me.
Yeah.
Right? You
already
don't have to take advantage. Mm-hmm. I guarantee, and I love it when people get called out for this stuff, because then they play the, oh, I'm an addict. I'm a sex addict.
I know. That is the most common thing.
I'm like, you're a sex addict? Why are you raping?
Yeah, why does that excuse you?
So you're saying that anybody who is a sex addict is then thus a rapist because you can't control those urges?
Yeah, that's insane.
No, you just are selfish.
Well, I do think he was trying to maybe use that argument before the rape allegations. And then after the rape allegations, I think everything kind of took it to the next level. And like his brother was like, he's a depraved psychopath. Like, we're dropping him. And everybody was very vocal.
His brother said that.
The Weinstein company. Yeah.
Bob, I think.
Yes. Only name I was aware of. Yeah. Bob.
And again, you think about like, is he saying that to cover his own ass? Does he know about this stuff? Was he involved in any way? Like,
I mean, it's hard to think like, do you really not know?
True. You really don't know. Like you hear about these other people in Hollywood, Bryan Singer, Roman Polanski.
Oh, well, yeah, Roman Polanski for sure.
Like, but just like these big names that are so like, whether they happen 30 years ago or last week, like these huge names where you're like, wow, I never would have thought. Maybe not Roman Polanski. We knew about him.
Yeah, forever.
Fuck Roman Polanski. I love some of his films, but also as a person, fuck you, dude. Who else was the other guy? Who did Jeepers Creepers?
Ooh. I don't know who it is, but I love Jeepers Creepers.
I love Jeepers Creepers too.
Unfortunately. Not the second one.
As well. But second one's fun because it's just like, I'm the type of person, little spiel, I'm the type of person who like, it might not be a good movie, but if it expands the universe that this movie's created, I like it because I like seeing more. Back on topic. But that guy on his movie, I believe it was before he did Jeepers Creepers, he was molesting one of the main child actors.
Oh my God.
But that's the thing that's annoying, at the very least annoying, also very enraging, is that this was out. It was known about. I don't know if he served time or he did something. He had some sort of punishment for it. Came back out, continued to make movies.
Like it was nothing.
Like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, those things should just ruin a career. Anything sexual, anything involving children.
I mean, nowadays it has to, right? Because like I do think maybe back in the day, maybe the news and all this information wasn't so widespread so quickly. So it was a little bit maybe easier to kind of brush it under the rug. But nowadays, it's impossible. Like he's done for, right? Like Harvey's like 100% done for. He's gone and done probably.
Look, if you look at like the news, if you look at what's trending on Twitter, like everything's talking about that.
Yeah.
Like there's no corner that he can hide in at all.
Yeah. And everyone's coming out.
Everything's coming out. And I mean, like, it's good. I mean, it's one of those things like, it's very easy to say on the outside, like, how did you not just immediately, come out and like bash this guy, about like close colleagues of his and stuff like that. But in reality, you have to understand, like, if these people were truly like his close friends, they have such a hard time just processing the fact that he was that kind of person.
It's true. If they really didn't know, right. No, and a lot of them probably, it's easy to not, of course.
Say I had a friend who like I'm not like buddy every day I hang out with, but like, I see him quite often, and like
you go out for dinner sometimes,
but you don't know like super extent of their personal life, and then you find out that they're this, and you're just like, wow.
Like, actually, unfortunately, I mean, our industry is a little bit different, but it does touch on the entertainment industry as a whole. Like what we do is entertain, and this summer he's not an ex-coworker, but like we used to work under the same main company of Discovery, but
do I know them?
Probably not. He was an employee of Polygon. They let him go. So I don't know what he's doing right now, but I found out way too late that he wasn't like, okay, so he was sexually advancing towards a bunch of people. Some of them were potentially underage. Like he was extremely flirtatious, like very, very aggressively flirtatious. And I didn't want to get too into it because I know him personally and it kind of freaked me out. So I don't know all the details, but it was really unfortunate because I loved working with him, and I have never had any of those experiences with him ever.
That's good.
But I've always been with Mike. I've always been married or engaged, like in my industry. Or in this career, I've never been single in this industry ever. So I think I give off like don't talk to me aura, but also it must be different for me. I've never had any issues whatsoever of this type. I'm aware of it, and it does exist and happens around me and whatnot, but it never happens close enough around me. And then when I heard about like he's definitely not my friend anymore. I don't know what to say, but when I found out about him, I was like so shocked, and I didn't know what to think. I was like, I have a pretty good judge of character, so like I don't understand how that could have been so beyond the radar. So I get that, like I've worked with him, I've had dinner with him, I've hung out with him, and we talk a lot, like on social media. So I just flabbergasted. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it's hard to know what's true and what's not when like you hear about back to Harvey, like his type of colleagues that people are outraged aren't speaking out. One in particular was Quentin Tarantino.
Ooh, yes, that just broke today.
Yeah, I mean, he essentially made his career. If you want to look at like, obviously he didn't make Quentin's talent, but obviously gave him the opportunities to showcase them.
Weinstein, Cohen, Miramax. Oh, it's time for a mid-roll.
A good old cut and roll.
And we're back. Thank you. Very guttural.
But, you know, Harvey and his brother started Miramax, which is the company that Quentin Tarantino put out all 8 of his films.
Yeah.
And The Hateful Eight, which was his last film? Yeah, it was his 8th film.
Oh.
Quentin's.
Yes.
Hateful Eight, yeah. I just was like, did he have another movie out since then? Did he?
I don't think so.
No,
well, I'm not like a hardcore follower. I didn't even watch Hateful Eight.
The whole thing about Quentin is that like he has such a small collection of work for being such a well-known director.
Oh,
He's
absolutely.
one of those, like auteurs where like he, you know, he's like, I'm not just gonna pump out like 3 movies a year. He's like, I got one movie. 3 years later, another movie. So it's like that work that you see of his is very like condensed, so that it's
his
quality.
Yeah, it's his art.
But he, the Hateful Eight was, I think, one of the highest grossing films of Miramax, like
Of Miramax?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you look at it like that sort of professional and thus personal relationship between the two of them, Quentin and Harvey, it's hard to just kind of let it fly and be like, no, he didn't know. You know,
you have to be closer than normal to have that type of relationship, right?
What I see it as like is because obviously it's like for Harvey Weinstein, it's one thing. I'm like, fuck him, he's a piece of shit.
Totally.
Right? But like Quentin Tarantino, obviously, I'm like, I love Quentin Tarantino.
Of course.
I would hope that you would see that, or at least tendencies that we're kind of showing, and you would say something. But at the same time, part of you also thinks, well, Quentin Tarantino is kind of a little bit of a freak.
He's a little crazy.
He's a little crazy.
He was the one that did.
I love him until I find out that he knew about this, and then I'll have to separate the art from the artist, and I'll love the art, but I'll hate the artist.
That's so hard to do.
But
Compartmentalize.
I won't hate the artist. I'll just be like, I don't agree with that, but I still love you and accept you and want you.
It's so hard. I don't know how to compartmentalize stuff like that. Like once something,
It is hard. It's very hard.
once something
art from
huge.
the artist is like go ahead.
Definitely. I forgot what the Planet Terror and what were the
Death
trio?
Proof.
Death Proof. Okay,
The
those
whole
were
thing
the
was called Grindhouse.
Grindhouse. That's what it is. Yes, thank you so much. That came out when I was in college, and it kind of freaked me out because I remember the intro was a bunch of different commercials, but they were like messed up commercials. And the turkey dinner one with the person,
the trailer ones,
yeah, the turkey dinner with the family and the cannibal family. I like still think about that. I don't know what it is, but like the way the flesh drops down and shakes when it hits the table, it was so vivid to me, and that still freaks me out to this day. Like it's like one of those like guttural like things.
Cool thing about that is, so each one of those little trailers was directed by somebody different. Do you know who directed that one?
No, who?
Eli Roth.
Really?
Do you know who Eli Roth is?
Yeah.
He did Hostel.
No. Wait. What's
And Cabin Fever.
Cabin Fever? That's the one. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So he directed that little Thanksgiving thing.
Ew, that makes sense. I mean, the Hostel thing makes more sense now. Yeah, the very, very icky imagery. But I bring that up because Rose McGowan was in Death Proof, right? No. She was in
Grindhouse. Yeah, she was
the
one
leg.
Without the leg
Yeah, the scary one where the balls get cut off.
Yeah, that movie's
fucked. Yeah. So like the most weird left turn like zombie fuck
super,
mess.
Yeah, it's just super. It's a grindhouse film. That's what
Yeah.
they're called. Like all of just the super bloody, like C, even D, like horror of like the 70s.
And like the uber like saturated colors and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Yeah,
It's fun.
I liked it. I was kind of like grossed out by it. I probably won't watch it again for like pleasure, but
But I will for pain.
I won't for pain because I'm into that. But a really cool thing happened where we'll talk about Rose McGowan's Twitter thing in a second, but someone like posted a picture of her when she like blows up everything and the scene's really cool and like the
She like launches off.
yeah, but like right before that. But they put that up on Twitter and they were like, go get him, Rose. And I thought that was like really cool. And it was like a really interesting head nod in a lot of different directions. So I'm not quite sure about it. But backtracking to what you said about how there aren't many things we can do, a lot of people took to Twitter and used hashtag women boycott Twitter for a day because what happened with Rose McGowan is she, started coming out and telling her stories, but she got a little aggressive. And then out of nowhere, she was suspended from Twitter for 12 hours. But later we found out that she was suspended because she broke some terms of use by, I think she tweeted out somebody's mobile phone number or like something that involves someone's phone number, some personal information. So that's why
Doxing them.
yeah, but I don't know if that was like her intent or maybe it was just a picture she took. I don't know what it was. I actually don't know. But so therefore she was suspended and those were the actual reasons why. But it looked very much to the world like she was being silenced, right?
Because especially if she's going and having a lot of tweets about it,
Yes.
and then she gets
Aggressive
suspended.
too. Yes.
Yeah, like that as a whole looks like they're trying to silence her when in reality it's like one specific thing that she said,
Right.
not as a whole.
Exactly.
And
it's so hard to
it's
follow
tough,
that though.
Yeah, especially like if you're just seeing the little headlines and little snippets like on Twitter or on like a news or like a little video on Yahoo or something, and you're like, oh, this happened, and it's like
If you connect the dots, yeah.
you have to look like sometimes, and again, sometimes you don't want to do all the work yourself and like go in and see, okay, why exactly did this happen?
Exactly.
Sometimes it's easier to just be like, oh wow, well fuck them.
Yeah,
You know?
Totally. Yeah. It's like, oh well, maybe like they got silenced for a reason. But this exploded in a really horrible way. And actually, what my husband brought up and a lot of people brought up was he was like, that's impossible. And this was before we found out why she got suspended. He's like, that's literally impossible that she could get suspended for that because the president like literally puts this country in danger, like actual danger with his tweets, and yet like nothing happened. So. Now I thought that was so that I thought that was a really interesting way to look at it. But also the Twitter rules and guidelines state that like if you tweet like a lot in the same short amount of time, you also get suspended. So I was thinking like, well, you don't know why she got suspended for, but turns out it was because she violated those terms of use. However, a lot of people didn't agree and wanted to use hashtag women boycott women. Women boycott women.
Hey.
What are you gonna do?
Hashtag women boycott women. It's the next big thing.
No! I'm gonna get
so
got.
funny.
I'm gonna get
You're
got.
gonna get just clocked.
Yeah, I'm done. Bye. But
And
yeah,
I will be taking over the podcast. The Boys Only Club with just me.
the new Raina Scully. But yeah, women boycott Twitter because they wanted to not be on Twitter for 12 hours, which is the amount of time Rose McGowan was suspended for. I thought that was weird.
I think that like what that boycott meant,
Yeah.
or like the action of it was a little weird.
Yeah, the execution was so weird.
Yeah,
but I get the thought.
I get the support side of it, meaning like we have to like join together and support Rose in this thing.
We gotta do something.
Even though just the whole thing surrounding the specific reason why she was suspended is just a little like
Well, that's what I mean. It's like she got silenced, so you're gonna silence yourself. It's like
my whole thing, and when you first told me this a little while ago, I kind of chuckled a little bit because I was like, so your way of boycotting Twitter is you literally just don't tweet for 12 hours. Who cares?
I know.
That was my first thought.
Well,
if
logic.
you have so much to say and you don't say it,
It doesn't go anywhere.
then that's like cool.
Yeah. And okay, so
Again, I might not be fully understanding the story because you just told me about hashtag boycott for Jordan's earlier.
Yeah, totally. But what it is the idea behind it is that you don't want to support the company that is silencing a female voice. So if you don't use the service or app, as in Twitter, then you're not like engaging in it and you're not like adding to it, basically. So in a very like upper business like echelon idea, I understand.
I get that, but I think that it's just like a weird.
I know, like the message is weird. The
yeah.
message is weird, in my opinion.
If you really want that, then delete your Twitter.
Exactly, but I mean, some people I think are actually. A lot of people made like really intense claims. They're like, "Buy for 12 hours, Twitter may be forever." I saw those a lot. So I don't know. Maybe it is a thing.
I got my Twitter for the first time like back in June or something.
Oh, really?
Well,
I love Twitter. It sucks, but like I love it.
Excuse me. I had a Twitter back in college, and I only had like 100-something followers. I didn't really use it that much.
That's quite a lot, though.
Yeah.
That's like 100 friends.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But I didn't use it that often. And that might have sounded so pretentious.
Why?
I only had like 100 followers.
Well, in college, like isn't that like about the average though?
Yeah,
like
no,
Instagram too. Like I
yeah.
have like 100.
Yeah. And I mean, I didn't have any reason to have more. Or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is this sounding okay?
Yeah, it sounds great.
Is this sounding good, everyone?
I think it's fine.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You should hear how pretentious Subtic and I are on a daily basis because we just don't realize what we're saying.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's not even pretension. It's just like we just don't care or know what we're saying. We just don't know what we're saying.
Not caring is what makes it pretentious, I think.
Shit. Well, I'll fix myself one day.
But I deleted my Twitter, and because I was like, I don't ever use it, and then I made a new one when
Oh, this happened.
when all this fun stuff is happening. So like now it feels good to have like an outlet to say things and make jokes, whatever.
Yes.
Share
and to
things.
connect.
Yeah, to connect. I mean, that's one thing I like about Twitter is that like, it's hard to answer or respond to everybody, but it's cool also to be able to.
Yeah.
Like sometimes like I'll see someone say something and I'm like,
that was good. Nice. Brilliant.
yeah, or like seeing fan art and stuff is really
Oh,
cool.
yeah, it is very cool.
But back to the boycott thing, like not using it for like 12 hours kind of just makes it seem like, this is going to sound so pretentious, if not even just
That's okay. You belong here with
assholey.
us. You belong here with us.
It's kind of just like a little fit.
What do you
way,
mean?
Where it's like, I'm not going to talk for 12 hours.
Oh, I get it.
And then like 12 hours is up.
As though,
And it's
I
like,
see.
I don't think that I'm for the idea of supporting Rose in her struggle right now with like being suspended.
Yeah.
Although I still I'm looking at the root of it, and again, I don't know the full story myself. But if the root of it was her actually violating at least one of the tweets, not all of it as a whole, not her message, not her story as a whole being censored, but one specific thing that she did
That violated
it because there are rules.
Yeah.
Then I understand her being suspended.
Yeah.
And I really don't think that, again, because people tweet things that are like, how is this
messed
being
up?
said?
Well,
how are you able to say this? Like,
actually, yeah, that's interesting that you bring it up. Actually, perfect that you brought it up because Jack, the CEO or whatever of Twitter, actually came out with a statement this morning that was it was actually really scary because Twitter's absolutely about to change. He said that in the last year or two, they have been implementing this very, very specific and careful procedure to not censor speech and to really be a good example of free speech in this digital app social media world. And they're doing quite a good job because it's true, it really is very free, and although there are rules and terms that you can't violate and stuff, those are very sensical things, and they don't, unless you're actively trying to do something messed up, it's not very easy to violate them. Right. And with Rose's thing, it was such a specific situation. I don't know if she meant to dox them. I don't know if that was the intent. If she meant to dox them, then there should be more onus on her. But the reality is, if it was just a mistake or it was all just kind of in the heated moment, you still did something bad. It's not representative of the situation at all. So it's whatever. But so the whole thing with Jack, the CEO, he explained that they've been really careful to keep everybody happy and safe and good. But since those guidelines are kind of pushing in on everyone and it's changing how everybody feels about it, they're going to go really hard on really not punishing, but doing something about tweets that are aggressive in a sexual manner or harmful in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. So it's not censoring necessarily, but they are going to tighten their reins. And that's going to change Twitter for sure. I mean, in a nutshell, that's what's happening with YouTube, right? Like things are unsafe or like we're not going to run ads on tragedies. And then...
Or are
we?
Videos. Or like any Sugar Punson videos.
Oh no, did it get demonetized?
A few had been, yeah.
Same.
I'm not sure exactly what the situation is if we got the monetization back, but yeah, some of them were just randomly demonetized.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was fun not getting paid. It's my favorite.
But yeah, I mean, I think that it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. I do like Twitter because they are that
like
they're,
open.
They're the arena that you can do all that.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Like Instagram is a little bit tighter.
It's way tighter.
Facebook's. I don't even use Facebook anymore.
I don't use Facebook either because
really
I'm a little
funny.
scared. I keep using my like personal account as my fan account, and I get confused. So.
Oh really?
Yeah. So I had to stop using it because I'm like, this is dangerous.
I just don't use it anymore.
Yeah, it's not that interesting to me. I don't.
It's really not.
I don't take in information like that anymore. Yeah, I do it differently. So.
Yeah, I mean, I log on every once in a while, or I have it on my phone. I just like I'm like seeing what some people are doing. Watch some video. I watched this video of Bryan Cranston on the what's it called show? Forget it. Damn it. Talk show in England. And he was telling a story about his honeymoon with his wife, and like they were on this train, and in their car on the train, like in their car, because it was being like
transported. I guess. Yeah.
But and there's this long tunnel. Or they thought that it was a really long tunnel, so they tried to have sex like on their car.
Oh my
In this dark
god!
tunnel that's like pitch black.
Yeah.
And then boom, they're out of the tunnel and they're like butt naked in their car. It was a really funny story. So I watched like
That's
little
excellent.
videos on. Huh?
That's a great story.
It's really funny. You should watch it. So I watched like little videos on Facebook. I don't really use Facebook anymore. I don't like write statuses. I don't like.
So you don't poke people? Is that still a thing?
I used to poke. Like a mofo back in the day.
I used to get really excited when, like, before Mike and I were dating, like, if he'd poke me, I'd be like, aw, hot.
You should do it.
I know.
You should do it.
I should do it. I should poke him back.
Yeah. You haven't, 20 years, haven't poked
20
back.
years, yeah.
Oh.
But since you don't use Facebook, do you not get invited to stuff? Because everybody invites me through Facebook, and I'm
I
like,
invite things, I just don't respond.
oh my God.
I'll find it in a different way. Like if you
Same.
text me or
well,
something.
we'll see if I find it out in a different way. I
Yeah.
always feel kind of bad because they're like, Rena, I invited you to blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't use Facebook. I'm really sorry. Like, I really don't ever, it's not on my phone. Like, I don't look at it. I don't use it. So I'm sorry. And it kind of sounds shitty to be like, well, then text me. So I don't tell people that, but text me.
No, yeah, no, right? I'm very similar. Like I'll be invited to things, but I'll find out like closer to the date, or like someone like a friend will tell me and be like, oh, like blah blah, this is on Saturday. I'm like,
yeah,
well,
like
that's cool.
what?
I didn't get invited. And they're
Yeah,
like,
I guess I'm not going.
well, it was on Facebook, and I look, and I got invited.
Lo and behold, you're
And I was
right
like,
there.
well,
the first one invited.
I'll be there.
That's so good. If it's too close to when it's happening, I'm really bad at like switching my schedule last second. So I'm usually like, oh, I can't. I'm sorry. Even though I'm not going to do anything at home.
Yeah, exactly. I get into moods where I'm just like, no, I don't want to go. I'm just going to go home and sit.
I like being alone with Mike. You must love being alone with Lauren. Yeah, and Vinny.
Lauren,
Yeah,
and Vinny.
exactly.
And Lauren and Vinny.
It's comfortable, right?
It's very comfortable.
That's
It's like
what
one
I
of those things where it's
mean.
like, I have some friends who are like always just like, oh, let's do this, oh, let's do that, and I'm like,
Yeah, I've been too old for a while, so
yeah, I'm not.
I can't be doing that.
I'm not old.
Hey, neither am I.
Do you ever just simply not want to?
Yeah.
For absolutely no reason. And it's like, and then they get offended. They're like, oh, you never hang out anymore. I'm like, just don't want to.
Are you an only child?
No, I have a sister.
Never mind. I thought that was like an only. I thought that was an only child syndrome because I, for some reason, sometimes for no reason, want to do nothing. And I just don't want to go out.
Easier.
Yeah, well, it's always easier.
Lauren's been out of town since Tuesday.
That sucks.
And today's Saturday. She's coming back tonight.
Yeah, thank God.
No, I've had like just some time to myself.
Which is
like,
nice.
At home, just very like.
But you have to take care of Vinny all by yourself.
Vinny the whole time, but we actually like, I love him to death and he loves me, but we like had some like true like bonding
time.
Where like I woke up the other morning and I like, because I sleep on the right side of the bed, Lauren sleeps on the left side, and so I had my arm like stretched out like under her pillow, and Vinny was laying on his back like here,
like this,
and his arm or his head was literally just this, like
Oh my God.
And I just was like, oh my God,
that's my baby.
and then I was just like, oh, okay. This is like, I'm not gonna. I wanted to take a picture, but I just had to.
I mean, how would you
take in that moment?
Yeah.
It was the
Might have
cutest
ruined it
thing.
if you take a picture.
It was my little boy.
That's so cute. Damn. You make me want a dog so bad, but I really can't.
Why?
Well, because I have 2 cats and they throw up everywhere and they're a hot mess. So I can't. My hands are full.
There's constantly throwing up.
They really are constantly throwing up.
Is it like food?
Yeah. No, sometimes it's cat hair, sometimes it's food. One of them has a bladder problem, like a forever bladder problem, and the other one is just forever anxious.
Throws up piss?
Just yeah.
She can't pee, so she has to do that some way.
Some way, like a
you
fish.
know what that could be, and I'm sure I'm not trying to tell you the reason.
No. It's
I
totally
get
fine.
annoyed because
I just don't know what to
people
do.
always tell me. They're always like giving me advice.
Well, it's
about
because it's a
Vinny.
puppy, especially because Vinny's a puppy.
And I'm just like, people are telling me things, and I'm just like, thank you. I had no idea.
Oh.
You saved me.
Oh,
Like,
listen, for me and my cats, give me any fucking advice at this point. They're
Cool.
fucking throwing up on all the carpets, please.
they could be dehydrated.
Okay, so yes.
'Cause sometimes if they're dehydrated and they'll throw up the food or they'll throw up stuff because
Yeah.
they're not able to like break it down as easy.
Well, guess what? I did actually
Wrong.
know that. No. So we've been feeding them wet food for at least 2 years now, and we mix water in it because that is a thing. Cats especially are dehydrated because they're fucking stupid. And they
And they're
don't.
always licking themselves.
And they're always
drying
fucking
up,
licking
yeah.
themselves like fucking idiot vagrants. Ugh.
Disgusting. I hate them.
Like I love cats so much, but like my cats have fucking problems.
It's so
Okay.
funny. I'm so like, about cats. Like,
Yeah.
like if there's a cool, some cats are really cool.
Some cats are chill as
Where they're like
fuck.
a dog almost.
Yeah.
I had a friend with a cat, and he would literally play fetch.
One of my cats play fetch.
That's amazing.
It's super
love
fucking
it.
cool. Yeah, she brings it back.
But a lot of the
Again.
time, you don't. Me personally, I don't feel a connection to a cat.
A lot of people don't.
Like-
they don't have souls. It's not your
I think
fault.
dogs definitely have souls.
Oh, dogs are so.
Dogs dream. They have souls. They like.
They're very like. They have like an old wise like thing inside
They
of them.
like
Old
so
wisdom.
clearly
Oh, maybe not. Maybe
can
not dogs.
show affection.
That's
Like
true.
not just through licking, but literally looking in a dog's eyes, like you can feel and sense the affection that it feels for you.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like when I look at a cat, I don't see like a soul behind
because
the eyes.
their eyes are little slits. They're little vertical, scary demon slits. That's why. Listen,
But when
I
you look
do
at-
love cats. Okay, like.
But at least you're aware of what you love.
Oh, I'm hella aware. I've
Yeah.
owned like 4 cats in my lifetime. All of them were fucked up in one way, shape, or form, and it wasn't anybody's fault.
It's probably your fault the way you raised
It was
them.
not my fault. Okay, they're
Usually
great.
The direct way that an animal is because of how you raise it.
I must say, I think a lot of it is my mom's fault for my first cat. My first cat was amazing, actually. She was a lot like a dog too, and she once killed a possum.
That's legendary.
Isn't that legendary? Okay, and I watched it happen.
That's the size of a cat.
It was the size of a cat. And you know how they play dead and then they attack when the animal
Yeah.
starts like sniffing them because they go right for their neck. It was about to happen. This is like my favorite story. It was about to happen and I was so scared and my cat fucking ate its face.
Like just ripped it.
Just ripped it. Like, you know how possums are kind of snooty? They're kind of long. She got it right in like the prefrontal cortex and just fucking ate it. Yeah. And it was faster than the fucking possum and I don't understand. And then she
Cats are
ate
so fast.
She ate like half of the possum and then we took her to the vet because we were afraid, like, you know how we,
Possums are just like fucking night city animals where they like eat whatever. Yeah, they're like fucking big ass rats.
they're violent
And
rats.
their teeth are just like.
Yeah, they were scary. My cat ate one. Momo, rest in peace. Or down there, I don't know. Let's see. We'll see. But yeah.
We'll see one day.
We'll see one day. I'll see you one day, Momo. But yeah, some cats are dope. Most of them don't have souls.
Yeah, that's true. But like when you look at a dog, I don't know. You just like they're like the
Yeah.
and especially Vinny because he's a golden retriever and golden retrievers have like the sweetest faces.
They do.
And he just like looks at me and he does this thing where like when he's sitting because he's in like his awkward body phase. of
He's
being,
like a teenager.
He like long ass legs,
Yeah.
and, like, dangly and stuff, but his head's like still kind of small, puppy head, and he's got like when his ears aren't like propped up and they're just like down. He's got such a cute little like dome head.
Oh,
it's the cutest thing.
It has
Oh
a
my God.
perfect cranium.
Yep. And a little crown at the top. And he does this thing sometimes where like he's like sitting and like I say his name or something or he's just sitting there and he's like
Like he gives you attitude?
no, like he's literally just like I say I'm like Vinny and he's just like and like he has like a little snaggle tooth.
That's so cute. Look at it. Look at my tooth.
I'm like, come here, you son of a bitch.
Oh.
Let me eat you. It's got a big dick too.
Yeah.
Very large penis.
I think a lot of like retriever type dogs have big dicks, like labs.
Vinny has just. I don't know. I'm gonna talk about it for 10 seconds. And
Yeah.
Not talk about it.
Oh, that's totally okay.
Vinny's got just a huge dick.
That's
to the
gross.
point where I'm like,
damn.
Proud of you. Proud of you, boy.
It's terrible. Once a pit bull humped me, and I was really young, and I didn't know what was happening. It fucking got me. I was so tiny, and I didn't know what was happening, and it was a pit bull, but it wasn't like this like scary, like snarling. It was
just a pit bull.
Yeah, it was just a pit bull, but it humped me. It got me. It was fucking messed up. And my mom kind of didn't know what was happening until it was too late, too. So I was like, Mom!
Did it finish?
Yeah.
It finished.
I told you it got me.
It finished.
It got me.